What is up, everybody? It is your boy. Yep, it's me all alone again. Yep. It's your boy, the Heartbreak Matty. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, happy Monday, the beginning of the work week for some of us, for a lot of us. Yeah, unfortunately, we back at it again. Another week of work. Another week of work. But we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Hope everybody's got all their presents bought. And if you haven't, I hope they are being shipped. I bought the big gift on Saturday, so waiting on that message to say it's been shipped. It was a lot of money, so it needs to hurry up and get on. Ain't nobody paying me. I don't know what they're gonna do tomorrow because I'm going to my offices. I'm going to my company's holiday party. So somebody better show up. Kenny is on his way, and Mike is somewhere. So not Tito. Greg is still under the weather, so he probably will not be back on this week. But we will see. If I'm on here tomorrow, that just means I didn't go to my holiday party. So it is what it is. What up, Kanisha? Yeah, what up, Batty? And speaking of, I'll get right to it, down to the predictions. I ain't gonna say who won for ours, but for the viewers, Batty, congratulations. You won by one. By one. You won by one. It came down, so yeah, y'all had a really good battle. It came down to tiebreakers in our stuff. So yeah, that's what happened. So let's get on into it. I ain't gonna talk about. I don't even know what the AEW injury even is. Let me look that up because I saw that just now. And it probably helped me if I reread our banners because Greg did set some of this up. So it might even have something for me. Oh yeah, we did. We talked about that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of news. So yeah, let me actually put the correct stuff up here. Yeah. Welcome to Raw Deal, WWE Raw, the Raw preview show, all that good stuff. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. I'm doing great. Everything is doing great here in this apartment of mine, the new one. That's right. Bad bitch on top. That's right. I'll wait until somebody wants to show up. If Mike or Kenny or somebody gonna show up, that's when I'm gonna reveal the results because they know who won, but they're gonna have to acknowledge that person. They're gonna have to acknowledge. No, fuck it. They're gonna have to acknowledge the one and only OTC. I am fucking back. Yeah, the Heartbreak Matty is down there, but the OTC is here. The only triple champ is back. That's right. Welcome. You could say I Thanos snapped everybody. That's why there's no one here except for Greg. I have all the Infinity Stones and they're gone. That's what happened. But no, that is not. Oh, there it is. Another AEW injury. Getting into the news because let me just talk my little shit right there, just to distract everyone. Yes. And all right, another AEW injury. Former AEW tag champions, the Guns, have been absent from TV for months due to a previously undisclosed injury to Austin Gunn. Reportedly, he is now cleared or set to be cleared soon. That is, I was wondering what happened to them, honestly, because they were on TV and then they just randomly disappeared, and it was nothing that was explained. But in AEW, that happens a lot. That just happens a lot. Like everybody, hey, people can get hurt in AEW and you wouldn't know they were hurt because they just disappear off TV and you'll just be like, oh, they'll be like, I was hurt. You was? I just thought they just sent you home because they didn't have nothing for you. And now they're telling us like they could have just never even told us they were hurt. And they would have got away with it. Like they would have gotten away with all of that. Let's see. Also, other news. Unfortunately, Chris Jericho has arrived in GCW. Over the weekend, he attacked Matt Cardona, and he's attacked Effie, which is Mongo put up has the heat between Tony Khan and Effie gone from work to a shoot. And where's Ricky Starks? I essentially see this with Chris Jericho showing his what was the word I was about to use? Yes, Cookies. Unfortunately, you lost, bruh. You lost. But you lost it to Batty. And I thought of the words until Chris Jericho brought his bloated ass up there. It's clear that what the problem is, and yes, I'm opening up a beer. I'm opening up a Christmas beer. It is a West Coast Pilsner, past the pines. So it tastes like a West Coast IPA, but it's not an IPA. So it's clear to me that this is all just Tony Khan being petty towards Ricky Starks. Exactly. AEW and GCW can work together. Other folks from the company, they were making it seem like, oh, can nobody from AEW show up? No, other folks could show up from AEW, and people from GCW can show up in AEW. It's clear that it's only a problem if your name is Ricky Starks. If your name isn't Ricky Starks, you can do whatever you want. And back to what the banner said, has the heat between Tony Khan and Effie gone from a work to a shoot? I wouldn't be shocked if it has, because, bruh, he's like Tony Khan gonna get his get back some way somehow. Like you was talking shit about his family, like dude, something gonna happen. But like the whole situation is just the only loser in all this is Ricky Starks. Like, oh, he can't go to GCW. He can go everywhere else under the sun. Don't be hating. So that's what it all comes down to me. Is it's like Ricky Starks can go everywhere but GCW. Well, apparently he can go. Yeah, basically he can, because he can go to House of Glory. He can go anywhere that's not GCW. But Chris Jericho, because Tony Khan is going to bend over backwards for Chris Jericho, he's going to let Chris Jericho do whatever he wants. But it's just like it's just showing how really, really petty Tony Khan is, because you don't want to let him wrestle there, but you're going to let him wrestle everywhere else. But you don't even want to let this guy out of his contract. Like, just let him go. Let him do whatever he wants to do. Because as soon as the contract is up, he's going to leave. All right, it's just dumb. But yeah, that's what's been going on with that. Let's see what else we got. Oh, also, this was a funny moment. Speaking of Tony Khan was caught on camera refusing to sign a "We Want Ricky Starks" sign before opting to sign the back of it. Yeah, it's a video that went viral on wrestling Twitter over the weekend. This is a little girl. This is a woman, I would say. This is a woman who has a sign. She's like, oh, I've been watching AEW from the start. And he's like, oh, thank you for your support for all 5 years. Da, 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 da. And she's like, oh, I had a sign that I want you to sign. He's like, oh, of course. And she had it flipped. And when she flipped it, he's like, oh, yeah, I'll sign it. And then when she flipped it out and it said, we want Ricky Starks, his eyes bugged out like, oh, yeah, I'm not signing that. He's like, I can't sign that. And like, she had to basically haggle him into getting him to sign the back of it. So yeah, corny Tony. Yes, it's on camera. It's on camera. He got him on camera refusing, like, oh, he like tries to let her down nicely. The bash should have said free by Hobie Phoenix. Yeah, it really should have said, yeah, that would have been funny. Like he talks a good game, but when he's confronted, like in real time, like, I was shocked he still like refused to sign it. But the fact that he signed the back of it, it's like, see, you still trying to make the fans happy. So I guess TK, but stop trying to act like Ricky Starks is a bad word. Like if he's starting to have like Vince isms. Like he's having Vince moments. That dude talks like if once he's confronted, that dude will be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll sign the back of it. Like okay, I would have stood on business. Like nah, I ain't signing that. Be like, hey, somebody got 8x10. You can have this. Here you go. I ain't signing that. I would have been ready. But yeah, let's get into the show where all the titles ended up changing, predictions wise. TNA Final Resolution. It was a pretty weird show. I'll just say that. It was a pretty weird show. The show was weird. You see what the headline, one of the headlines is, the main thing you need to focus on. Tessa Blanchard has returned to TNA. Not only did she return, but before we even get into her returning, the pre-show, we had Johnny Dango Curtis, aka Fandango, defeating Leon Slater. Then they also announced to us that Hammerstone is injured, so he was unable to compete in the tag match. Shout out to Jake Something though, because he ended up doing that match all by his damn self, showing the fuck out. Frankie Kazarian defeated Jonathan Gresham. Gresham tapped, which was pretty much a big shocker. What up, Kenny?
What's going on? Sorry I'm late, brother. Congratulations on winning the title and fuck you.
The OTC is back.
I hate you. I hate you.
I was just getting into Final Resolution.
Ass.
It was an interesting show. I just got to Frankie making Gresham tap out. That was on the main card with Moose defeating Kushida, which was, I mean, we all pretty much predicted that to happen. The show pretty much was, like Kenny said, the show was ass. The show wasn't
really
all that
was.
great.
It really was. My thing is this. I want to go back to what's going on, Kanisha, Batty Cookies. What's up? I want to go back to what you call it, making Gresham tap.
Right.
How do you make the octopus tap? Like that's his forte. That's his specialty. Like stretching and bending it.
Because I remember you saying that in the chat. Like, how do you make the submission artist tap out, and you're not even a submission artist? Like that's so backwards. It's the equivalent of like when John Cena came up with the STF. It's like, how the hell he gonna like really your submission? Like, I guess.
Right. Like, come on. I'm supposed to believe that shit. And of all people, come on. That's like Cena putting it on Benoit and Benoit tapping out to it. Like just certain shit you shouldn't have happened. And Kaz making Gresh tap out, nah. I'm not saying Kaz shouldn't have won because we all know Kaz is always going to win at any TNA pay per view that's going on. He's always going to win, but a different way. He's your ultimate heel right now. Like, have him cheat, have him do something else. But to make Gresh tap out, nah, that don't fly. That's hurting your
Right.
business, along with other things that you did to this night that hurt your business even
Yeah,
more.
like, they have definitely lost some fans on as we
Hmm.
look at the show. Frankie didn't lock in the submission his entire career till Friday. Goddamn right. Exactly. That's why I was like, I picked Cass to win, but I wasn't expecting like that. Like, come
Right.
on now.
I'm expecting a thumb in the eye, kick in the nuts,
Right.
something like that. And you gonna tell me he gonna make Gresh tap out? The man, the octopus. All right, you got it. You got it.
And
TNA.
then so after Moose defeated Kushida, which was we don't care. The Rascals defeated Sammy Callahan and PCO and a solo Jake something. Shout out, like I said earlier, shout out Jake something for showing the fuck out all
Jake
by his.
something. Yo, Jake something. I'm surprised isn't signed to, if not AEW, WWE. He needs to be signed to a bigger promotion. He's
Right,
a worker. You can put a mid card title on Jake something and get a fan base behind him. Like the kid is strong. He's athletic. Like he has personality. So it's not like you're just getting a dud when putting him on the mic or anything like that. Like he needs to be in a major promotion. Not saying that TNA isn't a major promotion, but with shit that they're doing, they may not be for much longer. But just saying, like Jake something needs to be somewhere where he can be seen on a bigger stage and bigger screen.
right. And then after that, we get the 23 mystery bullshit again. We don't really care.
Mm,
And a match that we all predicted for him to win. It was Ace Austin defeating Trent Seven. He hit an art of finesse. So shout out, shout out Chris Bay. We still thinking of you. Get well
right.
soon, brother. And then in the bullshit of the night,
Mm.
the match that Loki fucked up the predictions for y'all viewers because Cookies and Kanisha, you put your +1 on Jordan Grace. And who fucked that match up? The one and only racist Tessa Blanchard. And you're probably like, Matt, that's so rude to call her that. No, she is a
She
racist.
is. She
I don't
is.
know why they brought her back.
Like, why do you bring back the person who held your belt hostage? Like, no one in there wants to work with her. Jordan
Like,
Grace pushed back on the idea of a feud with her. And what do you have her do? Come out and attack Jordan Grace to start a fucking feud.
this is this is this is why I said a lot of folks, like definitely me, like I had already backed off on watching TNA because of them letting Scott D'Amore go. And then when Greg put in the chat, oh, there's talks of Tessa Blanchard coming back. And I'm like, why? And then when she finally showed up on Friday, when she showed up Friday night, and we were just sitting there discussing it, and I brought it down to the point because like Mike and Kenny were both like Kenny just said it. I'm with them, and I had to think about it. I was like, there's no because I'm with them. I agree, and it's like, why would y'all bring her back? And it hit me. I said, this isn't the Scott D'Amore TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to get that out of our heads. This is
Mm-hmm.
TNA, cheap ass TNA management. They just got a new president and all that. But at the end of the day, they got rid of Scott D'Amore before they put this new guy in place. They got rid of Scott D'Amore because they said he was spending too much money. As far as
And
they're concerned, Tessa Blanchard never did them wrong. She did Scott D'Amore wrong.
Here's the thing too. Like Cookies just
Oh,
brought up, she didn't even drop the title that she has with CMLL. So she's messing up another title again. Like it's ridiculous what Tessa Blanchard does. And I saw something. I think Mongo said that he read somewhere. First off, shout out to Mongo. Get well soon, brother.
right.
Um, that he read somewhere that somebody was saying that this Tessa coming back was been in play for a while now, and since Scotty D was there, and we're like, that's bullshit because Scotty D was trying to get his fucking belt back and told her to get the fuck out. There's no way the man that fired her was trying to bring her back. There's
Like the
absolutely
whole,
no way.
because the thing that irritates me with Tessa is when she left, it essentially closed out an era that never had to be talked about ever again. We did not have to, because I said this in the chat, that Tessa Blanchard era of TNA started out great, and once it got one, by the time she left, it was absurd. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what the actual fuck is going on? Y'all are doing way too much for her. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
is it. She this is not believable. It was almost as it was basically reliving Rey Mysterio again, but it was 1,000 times worse.
What you
They're
call it?
reopening the whole era of her fighting niggas. That's what they're because that's what I essentially felt. I don't think about her being the knockouts champion. I don't think about her fighting women. I essentially think of her crossing over and her beating Sami Callihan for the for the Impact World title. And I said when she left because of what happened and she got outed for calling somebody a nigger, harder when she got called out for calling that black girl the N word. And I said, now that's a chapter y'all don't ever have to reopen that. And essentially, Jordan Grace came in and broke all that. She
Mm-hmm.
broke the mold of she got rid of the stigma and that whole era of Tessa Blanchard. It
For
was Big
some
Mama,
reason,
and now that Big Mama Pump is getting ready to leave, they're being petty. They're being just as petty as TK. They're like, "Oh, you don't want to work with her? Well, you're getting ready to leave, so let her beat your ass on the way out."
right? And now here's the thing about it. I don't know for some odd reason with the Tessa Blanchard era, they were focusing so hard on making her a believable female athlete that beats all the men.
That's what it irritated me. I was like, y'all are opening when they essentially did that. I said, y'all are opening a slippery slope. It's a reason why WWE doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why they don't do it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Rhea Ripley is mommy. Yes, she can whoop everybody's ass, but she's not. That's why the Terror Twins ain't had they were gone. But don't
Mm-hmm.
TNA is like, nah, we gonna let her just beat everybody. Now, what's gonna happen when y'all gonna have that? Somebody gonna have to whoop that ass. Somebody gonna have
Exactly.
to run that ass down and pin her for the 1, 2, 3, and then y'all gonna be like, "Oh, this sadistic." No, it's not because she had to do all the same thing to pin somebody. It's why China only got to be intercontinental champion. They can say all they want. Oh, she was probably going to be world champion. We'll we'll never know. But
Right.
the reason why only companies only go so far, and TNA just went overboard, or Impact at the time went overboard and was like, you know what? We're just going to let her beat everybody.
Superwoman. We're gonna let her
She
be
can beat
fucking
men and
Superwoman.
women. And it's like y'all. And then when Jordan Grace popped up, I said, "Now she's the one that needs to be challenging." Y'all, they would let her. Now they let her do a taste. They let Jordan get a taste of what Tessa was doing because they only let Jordan do feast or they let her do a feast or famine, feast or
Yeah.
fire. She ain't never get to do. She ain't never. She got to be in contenders matches, but she was never hardly
A
ever.
one
She
on one. She didn't have
fighting
those solos. She didn't have those
right.
solo one on one matches that Tessa had. Oh hell no. Hell
But
no.
now it's like it's literally like, oh well, it's TNA. I'm really just kind of like we've all veered away from them. It's essentially them tucking their tails and saying we are happy being third. We don't
Not
want
even
to compete to be second.
I don't even know if they want to even compete to be third anymore with the shit that they're doing. Like they honestly at this point, TNA is lucky no other promotion has access to television other than once in a while. Um, you know,
Oh yeah, Madman Fulton. Yeah.
right? Like once in a while, you might get a reality of wrestling or MLW popping up. If any other promotion gets a steady TV deal, TNA is out the door. No one is going to watch it.
They have and they said they're trying to go after big TV deals like WWE and AEW. It's
Not
like,
with
no,
no
y'all.
fucking Tessa Blanchard. Not
Like,
no the fuck you ain't.
everybody, wrestling Twitter went off. They had already leading up before she even showed. They were already saying, just like we were in the chat, she better not show up. What the fuck, man? This better be fake. This better end up being wrong. Then when she popped up, it's like, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. Like, this is the last person I expect to show up back in some TNA. I would have, like, come on now. Y'all were up until the man broke his foot off. Well, y'all were just trying to put AJ Styles in your Hall of Fame. And now y'all bringing somebody up who uses the hard herb? Oh, nah. And then you wonder why. He already said he wasn't trying to be put in because he ain't retired. But it's like, come on now. That's how
You don't blame him.
Burn bridges. That's how you burn big bridges. Like, y'all are essentially what is old is new again. Y'all put the TNA branding on something. You put it back on there. And now y'all are going right back to tarnishing it. Because someone brought this up on Twitter. Because somebody was like, why do people hate Hulk Hogan so much? And they were like, Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, but I would say it's more Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan basically ran TNA into the ground to the point of they had to change their name to Impact for 10 years just for them to get the stank off. And now they've rebranded back to TNA because they had essentially dug themselves out of the ground thanks to Scott D'Amore. But all that goodwill after they've rebranded, think about how excited we were when he came out there and said, we are fucking TNA. And how soon that crashed after they got Ash by Elegance and Dolph Ziggler, a.k.a. Nick Nemeth. As soon as they got them two people, Scott D'Amore was gone, and they were like, he's spending too much money. This ain't what we trying to do. We want to be ass. And now they're just
but hold on. What I always found funny was they were talking about he was spending too much money, but yet as soon as they fired him, they tried to sign Braun Strowman. And then you get fucking what you call it. And then you sign Tessa because you know Tessa ain't cheap.
This is the funny thing. This is what cracked me up. Because I said it in the chat. I said, it's funny because you brought that up, and that just reminded me what I said. I was like, y'all ain't got no money to keep a Jordan Grace or a Joe Henry. But y'all got the money to sign a Tessa Blanchard. Like, there's your money right there. They're like, they got on Scott D'Amore about Nick and Ash. Well, there is y'all's Nick and Ash because that is Tessa. Because now that she has popped up, and I know TNA's YouTube account and their social media like the back of my hand. So I said in the chat, now they're going to bring up the whole era of her fighting niggas again. Yo, you pick which niggas you know who's I'm talking about. You pick the niggas you think I'm talking about. But lo and behold, TNA Wrestling has put up Tessa Blanchard's best of her fighting niggas, her fighting the men. And I'm like, here we go.
And here's the thing. You can guarantee Tessa's gonna have a fucking fight with Jonathan Gresham.
She gonna beat Jonathan Gresham. She's gonna beat them out of the company, which is so stupid. Because it's on record. It's been tweeted out. Everybody talking about Tessa. Her talking about her calling that black girl the N-word. They know. They're like, you spit on this girl. How dare you? You're disgraced as a wrestler. This, that, and the other. And it's like, y'all really letting her get a Hulk Hogan moment. Like, this is not a redo. You don't get a redo from that. Because that essentially, like, come on now.
Your entire locker room is uncomfortable with this woman.
Like Patrick
The
Clark
entire locker room.
should, at this point, Patrick Clark need to come back. Velveteen Dream should get a redo. Because if you letting somebody like that, you letting somebody who just literally just called somebody a racial slur. And it wasn't by they were, I was just saying as a term of endearment. No, they meant that hard or race like hate spewed out of her mouth. Come on. And then on top of that, this is the same woman. Think about all the stuff that has happened since she was an Impact. It was Impact, first of all. AEW popped up. Guess who didn't want her? AEW.
And they had her daddy.
Right. Even when they had her dad, they ain't say, oh, they ain't mention his daughter whatso fucking ever. They ain't mentioned, they were never. I remember when it was leading up to AEW, people asked, were they interested in her? And they were like, no. But Impact TNA is still interested. This is worse than going for a WWE retread. This is just bad. That's just bad.
Let's keep going to this ass show so we can get to the other ass show that happened this
weekend. Shows up our number one contenders match between Joe Henry, Josh Alexander, Mike Santana, and Steve Macklin. And just when we thought they weren't going to do anything else with this man, now out of nowhere, he was in the turkey suit match just a couple weeks ago, and now he's the number one contender. Joe Henry.
Yeah, that one surprised the fuck out of me. I think we all went Santana just about.
Yeah. So Joe, I picked. Yeah. So Joe Henry I got the tiebreaker right with the standing ovation, but Joe Henry is going to face Nick Nemeth at Genesis on January 19th. The Knockouts Championship match, we all knew Tasha was going to lose, and she did.
Badly.
And, right, the TNA World Tag Team title match, the Hardys versus the System. The Hardys won. They better have. And in our main event, Nick Nemeth defeated Top Dollar AJ Francis to retain.
I thought AJ had a chance, especially with the bullshit, the way they've been hyping his ass up. So, that's how I know I'm picking first.
Yeah, and then so that was our Friday, and then SmackDown. SmackDown was cool. You had DIY talking that shit as a new hot. They're the new hot heel tag team. We had Chelsea Green defeat Bayley the night before. We saw her defeat Bayley, so she was on her way to facing Michin the next night at Saturday night's main event. So it was TNA final resolution, straight up ass. It was straight up chic. Saturday night's main event though. I don't even think Greg even put anything up here for that. Oh well.
Saturday night's main event. You know what? I'm 50-50 on Saturday night's main event. And the reason why I say 50-50,
it was a super mid. It was a mid episode 1, like reintroduction. They were real heavy on nostalgia on that.
And the nostalgia part, and the thing about it is the nostalgia part to me was missed, except for Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura and several things would have made this a little bit more of a nostalgic night to me. One, if you would have had a return or someone pop up that and do something that we weren't expecting to do. Have a quick segment like a Piper's Pit or even a Grayson Waller show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And most of all, if you didn't put out that fucking promo with Trips and Cody pretty much letting the whole world know you were going to give him the Winged Eagle belt, maybe that would have been more of a nostalgic pop as well. Like, we knew what the big nostalgia was. We knew everything that they were planning for the nostalgia aspect. So
the bad part, on top of the nostalgia, I was happy with I was geeked, even though Tripp said it, they had already ruined it. I was geeked to see the title, but then once I saw it, I was like, all right, I'm over that because that ain't the title. But I know what I'll get into it right now. That title y'all saw Cody wearing when he came out with the Winged Eagle was not the actual damn title. And people I follow on Twitter, because the belt geeks, that's why I only got like one belt, and it says WWF. Because if I'm gonna get something, it's gonna be like
D belt.
right the actual belt. Like I'm not gonna pay for WW. Like I don't want that. I want WWF. I don't want the classic WWE logo. That was what he wore was essentially the belt they sell y'all at the show. That's what the person who I follow said. They were like, "That's just a
Whoa.
WWE shop
Hold on
rep."
hold on a second, Matt. Mongo just sent us some pretty much breaking news. Kushida, Trent Seven, and Josh Alexander's wife just left TNA.
Well, shit.
Mm.
Kushida, Trent Seven, and Josh Alexander's wife have just departed from TNA, Total Nonstop Action. I wonder why.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm. Mm.
On top of that, they just lost. They just lost Speedball. Speedball and left. They losing
Yep,
Jordan.
Jade
They
gone.
gonna lose. They about to Jade gone, Kushida gone, Trent Seven gone, Speedball already in left. Jordan and Jonathan Gresham are probably on their way out. Joe Henry, unless he wins the title on January 19th, he is probably gone because he's probably going to lose, and you're going to give him a few weeks to chill, and he's probably going to show up at the Royal Rumble, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But TNA is essentially Cookies had just said it, and look how quick it happens. He said that at 6:58. Look what happens at 7:00, basically. And what's sad is they deserve to fade into obscurity.
Mm.
They're slowly. That's why I said it's crazy how a year ago we were excited for them, and they have slowly done a complete 180 into ass. Like this is the TNA that, like, for people like me and Mongo, we're not sitting through this again. We already sat through this. Oh no.
Wow. AJ Francis contract up at the end of the year and is not expected to re-sign.
So what
I wonder why.
So essentially what they did, now I see what they did. Hold on. Because let me pull the results back up. So what it's looking like, everybody who lost had expiring contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you won, you were staying. If you were going to re-sign your contract, or if you were going to stay, they would have probably kept you on. Essentially, except for like AJ Francis. But yeah, he had a title shot. That's basically his big moment before they say you gone. You had Kushida, who got basically destroyed by Moose.
Mm-hmm. And what was a
I
quick
wonder why
ass
he
match?
got destroyed by Moose. Yeah, that's why he got destroyed by Moose. That's why he got destroyed by Moose. Ace Austin, we said, why the fuck is this a match? Why is this a match? Ace Austin versus Trent Seven. That's why. Everybody who lost is somebody, some way, somehow is leaving.
Wow.
AJ Francis, his contract is done at the end of the year. Trent Seven's gone. He lost. Jordan Grace and Rosemary went to a no decision. We know Jordan is leaving.
Let's get into Saturday night's main event. Saturday night's main
event. It was essentially like me and Kenny were saying, they were heavy on the nostalgia. The matches were predictable. They were just predictable. We opened with Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. It was a decent match. I mean, Drew McIntyre murdered him.
But did he?
He murdered him.
I thought that Claymore really kicked Sammy's beard the fuck off. Sammy's neck looked like that shit snapped back. I was like, damn, Sammy, you, and then they brought up the craziest stat ever that Sammy has never defeated Drew in a one-on-one match. It's like 10,000 something
Oh
days
yeah,
and never defeated. So we know where this is leading to. We know where this is leading to. But
Dave, they gonna have Sammy have his underdog Rocky moment eventually versus
mm-hmm.
Drew because he's the ultimate underdog now. Then after that, we had our women's world championship match: EO Sky versus champion Liv Morgan.
EO
It
killed
was
Liv.
like I said, this was pretty much this is pretty much. Well, I would have been happier if they did the title change. A title should have changed. A title
Especially
should have
when
changed here. Tiffy,
on
Tiffy should have cashed in. Something should have happened.
that's what I
Anything.
mean. That's what I mean about the show not having any big surprises. That's something that Saturday night's main event used to be full of. Even if the matches were subpar
What
or
they considered a surprise wasn't really a surprise.
right, like
They
even
put
if
too
the
many like
matches,
they put too many matches.
yeah, it was literally an episode of Raw or SmackDown. Like the Saturday night's main event, like I said, even if the matches were nah, nah, meh, you still had some kind of factor. You had a heel turn.
Mhm.
You had a belt change. You had something that made you go, okay, I need to watch wrestling next Saturday morning to find out what the hell was going on. Because back then,
Right.
wrestling wasn't coming on during the week. You got that shit Saturday fucking morning. That's it.
Like
So to
they
get it,
like leading up to it, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna crown the first women's U.S. champion." Cool, I'm there. As they put more and more matches on there, it's like I guess that's the only match I'm going to really care about because the rest of these matches are predictable as fuck. Like as soon as they made
Mhm.
it, like I already knew. Like after we had EO and Liv, like we could have had EO win on some bullshit because even after Liv wins, then Rhea Ripley makes her entrance, and it's like you could have cost her the title because I'm tired of it's one. That's another feud I'm
Yeah,
tired of. Tired of Rhea and Liv. Like I'm tired of y'all. This doesn't need to be for a title. Let EO take the title and take it out of this story. Like get
please,
that title. But
please, just
no,
get it out of the story.
no, they don't want to do that. And then they lead us to another predictable match, to the most predictable match of them all, the triple threat match against Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Gunther. We
Okay.
knew Gunther was winning before they added
All right.
Damian Priest in there. And then they added Damian Priest in, and it's like, well, he's super winning. And of course he won. We were not shocked. It was a
It
decent
was a
triple threat match.
right,
But like
but
he said, it was nothing special. It was just a regular fucking show.
it's this triple threat match. We've seen these triple threat matches on Raw before, where we've been like, oh, this was a good match. If Saturday night's main event would have came on Monday or Friday night, our reaction would be a lot different.
Yeah.
But because of the hype that they made this out to be, they made it out to be pretty much a mini pay-per-view, which is what Saturday night's main event used to be. It
And
used to
that's
be a
what I'm
mini
hoping.
pay-per-view.
And that's what I'm hoping after they hooked everybody in with this and they were heavy on the nostalgia. And I'm really hoping because a lot of these matches we were leading up and we were coming after we're already after Survivor Series and we were like, why is this being held after? Like this has to be on Saturday night's main event. This could really be on Survivor Series. It's such a Survivor Series like match. Why is this not? like after War Games, why is Liv and EO finally fighting? Like y'all should have already fought before War Games. Like War Games should have been the end. Like the War Games was essentially the end, and this is the epilogue. And it's like this is so unneeded. This was the
Yeah,
back. This was Survivor Series backlash. If you think about it,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
And the best match of the whole night was the women's U.S. Championship Tournament Finals, Chelsea Green versus Mi Chen Mia Yim. That
You know
match
what
was
I
so awesome.
you know what I loved about the most about that match, and of course, a lot of people would love for Michin to win because she's definitely deserving of a title. Um, what I love most about that match was the fact that it was two people that have not had the chance before.
Yeah,
That was the best part.
they established that real quick. Like this is gonna really be for your up and comers. Like this
Right.
is for people that don't get to shine all like that. The people that you're like, oh, they annoy me because that's essentially what a lot of folks, how folks look at Chelsea Green. Oh, here she comes. I don't like her. She's garbage.
But here's the thing, though.
So.
Here's the thing that people don't realize, yo. They've been hyping Chelsea Green up for the past like month. They've been really hyping her up because Chelsea
Yeah,
Green, low key, is a fan favorite. And
you
I'm gonna be honest with you, if you didn't think Chelsea Green was not winning in Zack Ryder's hometown of fucking Long Island, you have lost your mind.
she was definitely winning. Just like Kenny brought it up, and like from watching wrestling through the years and listening to like podcasts from actual wrestlers, it's like, oh well, Chelsea Green ain't gonna do this. It's like, y'all, she's been on TV for the past year. It like to the point of like, as soon as Samantha Urban started, Chelsea Green.
Right.
That was essentially her being noticed. She's been on TV since that moment. Some way, somehow, we were here. I'm a hot mess. We're like, oh man, here she comes. Some hot mess is about to happen. Either she's gonna get hurt, she's gonna get hers, like something gonna happen to her that deserves to happen to her, or she's gonna win on some bullshit. Like some way, somehow, like her character is the perfect gimmick. Like the
It
little
really
hot
is.
friend who comes in meddling her nose and like, why are you here? Go somewhere. And now she's the U.S. champion. It's like, really, y'all really let her win. Y'all really let her win. But essentially, it's like we've looked at her get her ass whooped for the past year. Like her fighting Jade and Bianca.
Here's the thing.
Her
We've actually watched her.
years.
We actually watched her. We've actually watched Chelsea Green get busy in the ring and on the mic for, I'd say, the past 2.5 years. Because when she went over to Impact, when she went over to Impact for a while and was working her ass off over there. I mean, she broke herself up a couple of times, and I'm glad she got those out the way before she finally re-signed with WWE. But we've been watching her work, and we've been watching her on the mic, and little by little, with her coming over, like Matt said, they made her the annoying character that is always there and you don't know why. Always in the background. Some shit was going on, she was in the background. Somebody's having a promo, oh, Chelsea Green's gonna stick her nose in. Like, she really is, Batty. She's a great character. She's a great character. And with sports entertainment, that's what you need sometimes. You need entertainment.
She's the perfect. She is the perfect mid card act for that division. Like for them on SmackDown, she is like that is the perfect type of foil. She's essentially what you want in your like if you want a heel champion. Like yeah,
Right.
she can, but she's gonna have her chicken shit heel moments. Like she has. That's why Piper is her backup. Like her and Piper work well together. They are a great tag team.
She's like Ted DiBiase. Like, they can actually wrestle, but they're gonna heal their way out of everything. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So it's I like Chelsea Green being champ, and bravo to her. Like, bravo to her for getting that title.
So after that, we get our main event, which was really nothing to write home about. It was
Mm.
KO versus Cody Rhodes. Cody came out with the fake Winged Eagle belt. Um, because if it was the actual belt, they can't show the actual belt. Well, apparently, supposedly they can't show the actual belt. The actual belt's just like my belt. It says F. And because they got sued by the Panda people, they can't put some of that stuff on TV. They got to put tape on it because, like, when I've seen them talk about it, they put tape over the Fs or they cover the Fs up. So the certain stuff they can't show. That's why as soon as I saw the belt, I was like, "That's not the belt. That's definitely not the belt. That belt is too shiny."
There ain't no Fs. Ain't no
Right,
Fs.
ain't no
First
Fs.
of
I
all,
was like, "That's the classic logo." Like,
first of all, that ain't the belt because Mr. Perfect destroyed it with a fucking hammer. All
so
right.
after all that, they killed about 2 or 3 refs in this match, and after all of that happened, Cody hits a crossroads on the chair that he missed super badly. But he supposedly hit KO with a crossroads onto the chair and got the 1-2-3. And that's how the show ended. Now
Here's
after
the
the
thing.
show
I love the fact that Jesse Ventura is something that we haven't had in a while as far as a commentator. An actual heel commentator who makes the good guys look like bad guys. Because he's like, if he's such a good guy, why is he cheating using the chair?
like Jesse Ventura played his part great. Him and Joe Tessitore, honestly, everything about the show was great. It was just y'all just ain't really got nothing for us to get hype about because all these matches are booty. I'm
Right.
really hoping for January 25th in San Antonio that they'll have better matches because that will be leading into the Royal Rumble. So instead of them coming after a big event,
Yeah.
oh yeah, when he said that, I was like, oh.
Yo, Jesse is a dick. Jesse is a dick. That shit was fucking great. But oh yeah, so after Cody beats KO, the whole big thing is KO then does a package pile driver on Cody, which sends him out on the stretcher. KO takes the belt, gets into an altercation with Triple H on the way back to the dressing room, and that's how the show ends. Damien, not Daniel, Damien.
And then I feel like at that point when I saw that, I was like, because Kenny was like, well, Mr. Perfect destroyed it. I said, that's probably what KO was probably going to end up doing at some point.
That's what I was hoping would have happened.
That's why when he took the belt, I was like, that's why it's not a WWF belt. Like, he's going to destroy a replica of the belt they sell to everybody for $300-$400 on WWE shop. They took one of those belts and told him to go out there and wear that, which was so dumb in my opinion, but whatever. I'm hoping, I guess, that that is his old finisher, Batty, the package pile driver. They deemed it too dangerous to do in WWE. And he only, like, I guess with Cody already been on the indie, so he's like, hey, I'll do it. I took crazier indie moves. But I'm hoping we get KO tearing that title up sometime. We ain't gonna get it this week because SmackDown's tape, unless they can. Oh, he could pre-record it.
All right, I'm down. Like it needs to
They need something
to give
to put some oomph in this feud because they delayed it to this, and it's like y'all really delayed. Like this could have been a Survivor Series.
Yeah, really could have
Survivor Series. So yeah, that was a Saturday night's main event. Tonight's Raw, it should be interesting because it's not pre-tape. Because we already know what's gonna happen on SmackDown. But y'all can find out about that on y'all's own. Tonight's Raw is supposedly the main event. I would hope it's the main event. Is going to be Finn Balor and JD Madonna battling the War Raiders for the World Tag Team titles with Judgment Day barred from ringside. Please, Lord, give us a title change. Let's just get this over with.
So it really needs to happen. Especially since the fact that we all know that Finn just signed a new damn deal and shit like that, so we know he's gonna get a big push. Like he don't need this. He don't need this. Lego head is holding it back.
And then we also are going to get Kofi Kingston returning to his hometown of Boston. So how is the New Day? New Day about to get booed out of Boston?
Oh yeah.
Probably. We got Seth fucking Rollins showing up. So he gonna be showing. He gonna be wearing something crazy. And our unfortunately, I have to say this, but this will be our getting up, go do something. Go watch the doubleheader that's on Monday Night Football. That's one of them games is on ESPN Plus. Kevin Carter, Raquel Rodriguez, and Zoe Stark are colliding in the women's intercontinental title tournament triple threat. So that's a match. That is a match. Yeah, that's why I said get up and go do something. Go eat. Go get a snack. Yeah. And then you get CM Punk responding to Seth fucking Rollins. So obviously Seth was going to come out first, and then because CM Punk has to respond to him.
Right.
So there's that. And then in what should be a really good match, Ludwig Kaiser is taking on Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. So,
This should be a good match. If they really want, I'm gonna be honest. I think they kind of need to have Kaiser win.
I was saying like they really want like let Braun lose it. Let Braun lose it on some bullshit.
All right. They kind of have to make Kaiser win because he can't keep calling himself European elegance without any goddamn titles on him.
One thing, next Saturday night's main event, that's what they miss. We needed a men's mid card match. We need Braun or Nakamura to be on Saturday night's main event because Saturday night's main event, in my opinion, ain't Saturday night's main event without a world title or a mid card title. Like if especially your Intercontinental Championship, that's the workhorse. Why isn't your workhorse like? Why isn't the
belt was
workhorse on the TV show?
That belt was on every Saturday night.
Right.
Okay, every single one. There wasn't a Saturday night's main event where that shit wasn't being defended.
So
Whether it was by Mr. Perfect, Ultimate Warrior, whoever, that belt was getting fucking defended.
Like they gonna get a pass for this last Saturday, but going forward, January's should be a low key a mini pay per view because we're going into the Royal Rumble. We should be getting at least a US tag title. Like, yeah, we shouldn't be getting no 2 world titles. We should get 1 world title match or make our TV champions, since it's gonna be on free TV, make them people that are usually on USA and on USA. Well, they'll be on Netflix and USA at that point. But
if their asses on regular television,
let their asses go on regular TV. Like put your tag champions, let your mid card champions, all like
you know what they could have done to make this. You know what they could have done to spice up this. They could have had some fucking NXT people pop up.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. They get a pass on this because they're gonna have to figure. They can't just keep trying to. Yeah, we love the music, we love hearing all that, but the nostalgia at some point, like the NBA, the NFL, all these leagues have figured out the way of yes, we can put the nostalgia and retro stuff in and use 2024, 2025 standards. Like y'all gonna have to be like, yeah, we see y'all can do all the retro stuff. All right, now give us 2024 matches. Like
Please.
don't just give us a reason to actually give people a reason to want to watch this on a Saturday night. Like that was essentially a house show that we watched. It was cool. It was cool. It was a good waste of 2 hours or whatever. Like I enjoyed watching it, but it was like
I'm gonna be honest with you.
There wasn't really anything memorable. Like after that, like and the cool thing happened after it went off. Cody died.
like honestly, they're lucky that I was chilling in an area where I didn't have anything to really do at that moment in time, because Saturday night's main event really was not something that you can call home about. Like, oh, it's
Oh yeah,
doing
I
this.
was super happy when it went off. Like when it went off, I was like, cool. I will never watch that again. Like I'm not gonna watch that back. There was nothing I needed to watch back. And then like my friend hit me up and was like, "Oh, KO killed him after the afterwards." I was like, "Oh, well, I wish I had." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like I wasn't expecting that to happen. I wish that would have happened like on TV. Like that would have at least I would have at least watched that back. But nope, they're too busy. They'll rather say stuff like that as visual exclusives, which they did. So hopefully the next one is good. But after that, I would say I'm pretty sure we've been sufficiently electrifying on this Monday night.
Yeah, I think we definitely have. We most certainly have. Folks, don't forget, you can always follow us at facebook.com/ under the ring pod and twitch.tv/ under the ring pod. You can also find us at linktree / under the ring pod and fingertip.com / under the ring pod. There you'll find our individual links. You'll find our boy Get Well Soon, Greg Bush
Right.
SK on X, and Greg Bush on Blue Sky. Then you also find me, Rock Ribs 44, co-half of the Are You Serious Game Show champion. You'll find this loser, Mr. Freshbeard. He has nothing. Mr. No Belts. And then you'll find this guy, Triple Champ. Goddamn, the Forever IC Champ, the other co-half of the Are You Serious Championship, and the Reggie Simpson Prediction Memorial Championship. Son of a bitch. That's just too much. That's just too much. That's just too much. We got to switch this up. Our street team captain, the man who makes some of the best coquito I've had, Bordier Mali.
Future two-time daddy.
Right. Actually, he's about to be a daddy any day now. Actually,
Right.
yeah, any day he's about to be a daddy. Actually, wait a minute. What's today? It might be. We gotta reach out to him. He might have. She might have had the baby.
Yeah, that baby will be here before soon. Seconds.
Right. What you call it? And our local correspondent, Justin Devontae Swain, D. Baxley.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you for joining us. You have a safe night. It is raining up here in New York, so I know it's cold everywhere else.
Yeah.
Stay warm. At the end of the show, we do the dog.
Peace out, Cookie. Peace out, Betty. Peace out,
Have a good one, y'all.